So I am doing The Artist's Way. This is by Julia Cameron. It's a spiritual path to higher creativity. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Katie. I'm a full-time artist, and this is all about finding and connecting to your creativity. You might have heard of this book before. It is very, very popular. It was first published, I think, in the 90s, and this is the newer version. So there's also copies that look like this, but this has sold multi-million copies, so you might have heard of it already. I know there's a lot of vlogs and YouTube videos about this book as it is in this little course, and I really want to do it. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I thought, why not do it now? So I'm going to be filming these as vlogs. I'm not going to do them every single week, but I will do them every 3 weeks, because this is a 12-week course. I started this yesterday, and that was June the 2nd, so Monday, June 2nd. So this should take me through to August. And I'm really excited to see where it takes me. I've heard really good things. I do want to talk about the spiritual aspect that often comes up. And I know that when the author talks about God in here, it can be a little bit jarring. But you can absolutely take this as your own sort of thing. You don't have to be religious to be able to do this. She does say at the beginning, I think she explains it really, really well, that you can replace the word God with anything that kind of connects with you. It's just about getting to that spirituality aspect of like the universe. And the other thing that I think really, really resonates with me, just having read the first few chapters, is that Julia Cameron believes that everybody is creative, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I really, really do. Some of us just have limiting beliefs that, we're not good enough or that we weren't born creative, but I really believe that it's not about talent or about having it inside you. I think we all are artists, and it's something I talk a lot about on my channel, so that really resonated with me, and I'm really excited to go through this book and document it here on YouTube. So I know I said that there are other vlogs about this, and it may feel, well, kind of to me it feels like, why should somebody else watch me do it? But for me, I want to document it for two main reasons. One is that it holds me accountable, and two, because I do want to film more vlogs, and I thought this would be a good way to do it. So filming it keeps me accountable, and I thought that maybe it would be good to watch. Even though other artists have done this, we're all very, very different, and our creativity is very different too. So I'm excited to see where this goes. One of the things that have come up, I'm on day 2 now, I did my morning pages this morning, is that this is about unlocking your creativity, and a lot of the examples are people who have other jobs and aren't creative yet, but would like to be. Whereas I am a full-time artist already, and feeling very, very lucky to be able to do this as my job and create in my sketchbooks as much as I do. But the thing that I really want to do this for is because I want to be able to connect to my personal creativity. I am so busy, and I'm not really making time for my own art. I love being able to do all my sessions, and I talked a little bit about that in this video, about making time for art. And I need to do that more. So there are 2 main elements to this. One is the morning pages, which I've already referenced and haven't even explained, but that's 3 pages of long form journaling every single day in the morning, just to like brain dump basically onto the page and get any worries and thoughts out that can be blocking our creativity for the day ahead. And the second one is artist dates, and that's the thing that's really, really exciting me. I did used to be a journaler. I used to journal daily in my Hobonichi, but I did fall out of the habit, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into that, although 3 pages is quite a lot. But the artist date is prioritizing time to be creative, and I'm really excited by that. So I'll take you along with me. I feel like this is a really long intro and a really big ramble, but I'm excited to do this 12-week course of The Artist's Way, and I will talk you through it as we go. We're going to be documenting week 1 to 3 in this video, so you'll see 3 of my artist dates, and I'll be chatting along as we go. So I really hope you enjoy this one, and let's get into The Artist's Way. the car. This is like an official vlog now because I'm recording out and about, but I have arrived. I've just got a little walk in to the town. I'm going to go to the library first. Haven't checked actually that it's open, so hopefully it is. Then we'll go to the bakery. Obviously I need a treat. And then maybe do some sketching. It's blue skies at the moment, but it is on the way here. It did threaten to rain and there were some very dark clouds, so it depends which way it's moving. But let's go to the library and then see where we go from there.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Ramona. I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes.
Okay, so I'm back home now, got my tea and cake of course, and yeah, I'm really happy with that little artist date. I had a really nice time. It was about 2 hours, which is actually what's recommended in the book, so that worked out really well. I still have plenty of work to do. I've got such a long to-do list, so I feel like I'm going to have to kind of make up for that time tomorrow, which doesn't really fit in with my work-life balance motive where I'm trying to get that back, but we'll see how we go because obviously it's Saturday tomorrow. But for the first one I am really happy with that. I'm really glad that I did it and pleased with the art that I made. So I'm going to continue with the morning pages, and next time I see you will probably be for week 2 and my second artist date, so I'll see you then. Actually, before we get into week 2, I do just want to do a check-in and a little roundup of week 1. Now, this is actually in the artist's way to do a check-in, so you do that before the start of the next week. So for me, I run mine from Monday to Monday, which means I did it last night on Sunday evening. And I wrote that all down kind of with my morning pages, a little check-in of how I found the week. And I thought it would be helpful to include that in the vlog just so that we can see the progress and so you can see how I'm finding it, because from what I've heard, some weeks will be really difficult and some weeks will be nice and easy and you'll feel super positive. I also want to talk about how I found it in general. So obviously I've just done my first week and I feel really, really positive. I do think it went really well. Really enjoyed the morning pages and the journaling. Journaling isn't new to me, but it is something I've been out of practice for years and I'm already feeling the benefit. I'm really glad that that's got me back into the habit, and I am finding the morning pages super helpful to just like brain dump and digest my thoughts. I also really enjoyed my artist day. It was really nice to take myself out and just have a couple of hours drawing outside and just being by myself. I'm by myself all the time anyway because Mitch works in the office and I'm here at home. But it was really nice to take myself outside of the office and not just be, I don't know, I feel quite solo when I'm working here and I'm very introverted, so that's not an issue for me. But it was really, really nice to actually take myself outside and actually be with people. Even though I wasn't necessarily with them, I was still around them. And I think that's really beneficial for me and something I need to do more of. So I'm really glad that I did it and I had a lovely time. Now, one of the main reasons I'm doing the artist way is to get that better work-life balance. And I think doing those things definitely help and makes me be more creative outside of my work and my job. The thing that I'm struggling with is seeing how I can manage both. So obviously I have so much on and I have such long to-do lists that even though I took myself on this artist day, I still had to work really late into Friday evening to kind of make up for those couple of hours. So I'm interested to see how that works and if I'll be able to find the balance better or if things will have to slip with my work and I'll just find different priorities for it. Because I don't think it works having to make up for that time. I'd rather just have that time and have like a Friday morning where I can do my artist date without then having to make up for the work lost. So I'm going to just look at my notes from my check-in. So like the questions are, how many days did you do your morning pages and how was the experience? So I've mentioned that a little bit and I did do 7 of 7, which is I'm really pleased with, really happy about that and I am enjoying it. So obviously I want to do it more. I do find 3 pages is a lot. And one thing that I've mentioned in here is that the artist way is a lot of work. More than I expected. There's a lot of tasks and questions to answer as well. So it's not just morning pages in terms of just introspective thoughts. He also gives you a lot of questions and things to work through. So I think that's really, really helpful, but it does mean that it takes a lot of time to answer those. And then sometimes there are things like take yourself on a walk and you can spread these throughout the week, but it's a lot more hours in a week than I expected. So that's something that I wasn't expecting. And obviously, I think if you want to get the results, you need to put the work in. So it makes sense and I'm trying to balance it around all my other stuff. So some of the questions I'm answering during my morning pages rather than afterwards, just because I'm trying to balance my time. But I do think that's working really well for me and I think making it work for you is super important. So yeah, I mentioned about the amount of work it is. And then another question was, were there any significant issues this week for your recovery and describe them? So I mentioned about my biggest blockers being taking time out because I do have such a big workload that I do find it difficult to give myself time. And that's the main reason I'm doing this course anyway. So I talked a little bit about that and I think that was really helpful to work through. And it is kind of like therapy, this program. It's really, really helpful in giving you questions and trying to find your blockers and working through them. So it's intense. So if you are doing this, then just be prepared to put in a lot of work and do a lot of deep thought. And I think that is really good for us as artists to do that. And it is helpful to have someone guide you along that path. The other question in the check-in was, did you do your artist date and how did you find it? Which I've also talked about. So yeah, that's my week 1 check-in. Overall feeling really positive and I'm really excited to see where this takes me. So now let's dive into week 2. Okay, we're ignoring all of the mess on my desk, but it is week 2, so we are doing our artist date. It is threatening to rain later, so I'm not going to do anything plein air or going outside. I'm going to stay nice and cozy inside, and I'm going to be doing a Patreon replay session. So I am part of quite a few different patrons to support different artists, and I very rarely allow myself to do this. I always focus on my to-do list, but today I want to be able to do one. I really want to make one live at some point, but I haven't timed that right this week, so I'm going to be doing a replay. And yeah, just creating art just for me. It's going to be I think about an hour this one, so just really nice and chilled. I'll see what I create, and it'll just be nice to zone out and play in my sketchbook. I can't remember if I've already said in this vlog, but an artist date doesn't have to be creating art, but that is one of my goals, is to get that work-life balance and create art just for the sake of creating. So for me, it makes sense to tie it in with my art, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. In the future, I will be going outside and doing more stuff, maybe going to museums or going to like a live drawing class. But today we're just going to keep it nice and simple. I'll do a time lapse and maybe talk you through it ahead of our week 2 check-in. So as I said, this is a Patreon replay session. This is one from Emma Carlisle. I've been a patron of hers for quite a few years now, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. I used acrylic ink, and you'll see I do 2 of these, and it was about an hour long session, this one, and the acrylic ink meant I could be really nice and loose. I was practicing with acrylic ink because our theme on Patreon for June was ink, and I really enjoy having those themed months because it helps me to curate my practice and just have something to work towards. So that's why I decided to go with acrylic inks here. You can see my very messy palette over on the right, and I'm just using a few different brushes to get those looser marks. I really don't make time to do these sessions. When I was doing my daily art challenges, it was really, really helpful for me, and I really liked having those set times in the Patreon sessions to sit down and work. And I have been doing it less because I'm filling my sketchbooks with like my own ideas. I also do my own Patreon sessions, which are really, really fun, and I find them just as helpful to schedule in art time. I did talk a little bit about making time for art in a video recently, so I'll leave that linked up in the cards, but I find it's really, really important, and if it's scheduled in for calls or whatever, I find that I do actually do it. And so that's something that I'm trying to do with the artist dates, and even if I am leaving them to the end of the week, I do find it helpful to actually make time to do so. And as I said, the artist dates don't have to be creative, but I've been finding it helpful to do that. So here's a little look at the art from that one. Very, very vibrant. It was 25 minutes in total, so quite a quick one, especially for this size of spread. And you can see these questionable sheep, and they are supposed to be sheep, kind of look like capybaras, I think, or maybe pigs. But yeah, really happy with that one, especially because it was so quick and pretty easy to do. Moving on to the next one now, which was this gorgeous mountain landscape. Again, I'm using acrylic ink, so same material as before for the same reason, because I wanted to practice it in my sketchbook. So the other one was in my Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook, which is the 500 series. And for this one, I'm doing it in my Hahnemuehle sketchbook. So the watercolor book that I have done a review on, and again, I'll link that up in the cards. But really, really nice to just switch off. It's really handy having Patreon sessions where the references are provided. It's why I really encourage Patreon as a platform, because especially with artists, usually it's curated sessions where you're given timers and references. That's how I run my own sessions. And it's just nice to be able to turn up and be told what to do sometimes. It really helps to reduce that decision fatigue that you can often get when you know you want to draw but you don't know what to draw. So I find them really helpful with that. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I definitely want to make more time to do so. As I said, it is something I used to do, and I really don't make time for it now because I'm either creating art for YouTube or for my Patreon, or like last year was for my book. And so it was nice to just create just for me. And some of these things I will never share on Instagram. Obviously, I'm sharing it on YouTube, but sometimes I will and sometimes I won't. And I think that's also important, to be able to have some work just for you. You can see here I was adding on some pan pastel as well, just to soften it. And I used a really light one to be able to push that mountain in the distance really, really far back, so it looked like it was further away. But I'm really happy with this one too. I did add in that figure, which was on the reference in the lower left, which isn't something I often do, but I think it helps with the scale. And that was also 25 minutes, and that was my artist date for week 2. Okay, you're going to have to excuse all the mess behind, but this is a vlog, so I'm not going to tidy up. This is the realistic state of my studio because it is Patreon reward sending day, which is what that pile is there. But I just wanted to check in really quick because we are finished with week 2. We are now into week 3, which has gone really, really quickly. I can't quite believe we're into week 3, but I do just want to do a little check-in. So I did my written check-in in my journal yesterday. So we're ready to dive into week 3 now and focus on that theme. So I just want to do a quick summary like I did last time. I know that wasn't very long ago, because the artist date was pretty short in week 2, but I'm still really glad we did it. I did my morning pages 7 out of 7, so that was all good. A couple of them I did do not in the morning, so at the weekend I struggled to have that routine. In the week I'm fine and getting up early and doing them, but certainly on the weekend I like a lion, and yeah, I don't prioritise it. But I got them done, which is the main thing. So how was the experience? I did find a little bit more resistance. I did struggle a little bit when I started of being able to focus. Focus was a really big issue for me last week, but I did it, and I did find I really enjoyed diving deep. So I really enjoyed making the connections of answering some of the questions and the tasks in week 2, and really connecting it with me and how I'm feeling. I really enjoyed dissecting my thoughts and really doing that deep work. Had a lot of fun with that, so that was all good. It triggered quite a few thoughts and feelings, which I think was really good to work through, so I'm really still enjoying the journaling aspect of it. Did I do my artist date? Yes, I did. It was quite a safe one for me. It was really nice though, because I don't often, as I said in the voiceover, I don't often make time for that sort of thing now, and I used to. So that was really nice. It felt very nice to reconnect to that part. I really enjoyed the painting, and it was only an hour of my time, and that felt very manageable. In week 3, I am going to push myself a little bit more, but it is nice to be able to have that, to know that I really enjoy it, and something a little bit more doable when I have a really busy week. And then, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? So I really love doing the affirmations. I found that really, really helpful, and I felt silly at first. So for this week, I had to write down 3 affirmations. I had to write them 5 times per day. I really actually enjoyed that. I said when I started it, it felt really silly, but I really started to believe them and feel them. So that's something that I don't do affirmations, but I think that's something that I found really interesting and helpful. So I'm going to look at doing that going forward. But yeah, overall, it was a really positive week. I'm still feeling really, really good. I'm looking forward to week 3, see where we go. As I said, I'm pushing myself. So let's see where we go with our 3rd artist date, and I'll take you along with me.
Got stuck, you were looking for clues, but that just made you more confused. You just need to see how lovely, how lovely, how lovely it is for you. Got stuck, you were looking for clues, but that just made you more confused. You just need to see how lovely, how lovely, how lovely it is for you. Waiting's done, and you find your home right here. A light goes off and it clicks, you figure out. You put it off, yeah you did it. Life didn't fall apart with it. Couldn't miss what was intended. Let the fears fly away, ride it out like a wave. Call it in on your favors, call them in. Let the fears fly away, ride it out like a wave. Allow yourself some grace, you can have it. Just like the wind, just let it pass through. Just put it past you, you do what you do. Just like the wind.
Okay, sorry about the steering wheel, but we are here. We are in Winchester, so it's a town up from me. It does mean that this artist date's going to be longer than a few hours, because the class itself is 2 hours. I haven't even said what we're doing, but we are going life drawing. So I've done life drawing online before, but I've never done it in person, so this is going to be my first ever class. It's very out of my comfort zone because A, the subject is very out of my comfort zone. I don't often draw people. B, it's in a new place. I've never been to where it's held. And C, I have absolutely no idea who's there. So I don't know anyone there. It would feel nicer if I was going with a friend, but I don't really have any real life artist friends that I can go with. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit anxious because this one is really pushing me out of my comfort zone, but I'm here now. So I do find like booking things really helps, because A, I'm not going to cancel it because I don't want to waste money, and B, if I cancel it last minute, then it feels like such a waste of those like anxious feelings, of the anxiety leading up to it. So generally I do find that booking stuff really helps, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I've got a nice like half an hour walk in along the river, so I'll show you some of that, and I've got about half an hour before the class starts, so I just wasn't sure on traffic, just wanted to be able to amble in because it's a really warm day. I don't want to be like hot and sweaty, and yeah, maybe I'll sit by the cathedral before walking up and then going to our life drawing class. I won't be able to film there, obviously, because of the nude model. I don't even know how much I'll be able to show you afterwards, but I'll see how we go, whether I can show you the space. It's only small, this one. The one on Sunday, so they do 2 sessions a week, Winchester Life Drawing Club, and the one on Sunday is bigger. Obviously more people go on the weekend. So I don't know, I feel like it's going to be quite intimate, but we'll see how we go, and I'll take you along with me.
Just let it pass through. Just put it past you. You do what you do. Nothing happened by accident. Flowers bloom 'cause you planted them. Water them to perfection, and now there's no more empty vases. Passionate and so nurturing. Watch it grow from the seeds you sent. Now you reap all the benefits. Ooh. Let the fears fly away. Ride it out like a wave. Calling in all your favors. Call 'em in. Let the fears fly away. Ride it out like a wave. Allow yourself some grace. You can have it just like the wind. Just let it pass through. Just put it past you. You do what you do. Just like the wind. Just let it pass through. Just put it past you. You do what you do. It's new now, 'cause he left all the baggage behind. Took a chance and just look what you found. Yeah, you know that it was about time. Yeah, it's new now, 'cause he left all the baggage behind. Took a chance and just look what you found. Yeah, you know that it was about time. Yeah, just like the wind. Just let it pass through. Just put it past you. You do what you do. Just like the wind. Just let it pass through. Just put it past you.
Okay, I'm going to be looking a little bit dishevelled because, oh my goodness, it's so hot out there, and I think it's like the hottest day today, but tomorrow's going to be hotter. The day after that's going to be even hotter. So, oh my goodness. Luckily, the room that I was in was air conditioned, but the walk to the car and being sat in the car, very, very hot. But I did want to come on and show you what I created. I'm going to do this as an overlay because I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to show you everything because it was a nude model. So I don't think YouTube is very au fait with nudity. So and I'm not going to start sharing life drawing on my channel, but I just want to recap how I found the artist date, because artist dates are doing it for yourself. I've obviously talked about this already in this vlog, but I'm really glad I did it, mostly because it was out of my comfort zone and I did it by myself, and yeah, I feel really rewarded from that. I feel really good that I did it by myself and that I stuck it out for the whole 2 hours. I don't think I'll do it again. It's a little bit far for me, I think. It's taken out like my entire afternoon. But I'm still glad I did it. I really enjoyed doing the faster poses. So they did some quicker ones, so like 2-minute poses, then some 5, and then 10, 15, 20, and the longest was 25. Even on the longer ones, it was a little bit long for me. I think if I had paints or wet or medium, it would be fine. But I just took my brush pens and my coloured pencils, and I struggled to fill that time. So what I did was just did some doodles around it and like did the pose again multiple times in the longer time limits, if that makes sense. But yeah, I took a whole load of supplies, which you'll have seen in the... Let me go grab it. Okay. Lots and lots of brush pens. I mostly took like flesh tones. I didn't know if it would be a man or a woman, what colour hair they'd have. So I took a lot of like browny pinks, some darker browns as well. And then in the end I used maybe 6 supplies. So I did use this for one. This is a pale brown Pentel brush pen. So there's inky in there. I did actually use quite a few coloured pencils for the quicker 2-minute ones. So anthraquinone pink, hibiscus pink, just for some really quick line work. And then I did use a couple of the Acrylic brush pens and the Stettler brush pens. And I also used quite a few Derwent drawing pencils. Just to outline, he had quite dark brown black hair and a beard, and obviously he was nude, so there wasn't any colour apart from the skin and his hair. So I used these the most. Venetian Red 6300, Chocolate 6600, and Warm Earth 5550. those were all Derwent drawing. It didn't matter what brand I was using, I just wanted to use some brown tones. And yeah, they did have some materials there. They had some chalk, some graphite, they had some boards and paper, and some black paper. But I did get one to start with, but it just felt too big for me. So I stayed nice and small in my sketchbook. I did go a little bit bigger. These are my life drawing sketchbooks, which haven't been touched for a long time. There is some like drawings in here, non-nude as well. So like these ones, which are from an Emma Carlisle drawing session with Trixie. This one with her and her mum. So I have done people in here, and yeah, I started this last year when I did a people month on Patreon. So there's some really fun ones in here, like trying to work out stylization, little portrait there. So it hadn't been touched for like a year. Can't show you this one because you can see everything. Same with that one. You can't see anything, but he is nude. So maybe before I hold this up, I'll have to blur it out. Oh, I did use my fountain pen for that one too. Yeah, I'm not sure on the rules on that. I don't want to get flagged. And then, yeah, I did do some really quick ones in my bigger sketchbook. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to show these, sadly. But I did, like, use my Neocolor for one of the pencil lines and then the pinks. But yes, I had a good time. It's not about the art anyway. It's not about what I've made. It's more about the experience, the fact that I went on an artist date by myself and I tried and did some figure drawing. As I said, it was a lovely artist date, a really nice afternoon with myself. Now I need to get back into work mode to tackle my to-do list. But yeah, that was my third artist date. I'm doing 3 weeks in one vlog, so I think there will be 4 vlogs in total. We are now coming to the last one. So it's a Wednesday today, I forgot to say that. Usually I do my artist date on a Friday, but I had to do this one on a Wednesday. Usually I put it off. But obviously because this was scheduled in with the class, I had to do it on a Wednesday. So I still have 4 more days of my morning pages to do for week 3. And then I can do my check-in and I'll catch up with you then and round up this vlog. Okay, so we made it to the end of week 3. Those 3 weeks have gone so fast. It's gone really, really quickly. But I thought I'd do our weekly check-in as always and also round off the vlog because I am splitting up the Artist's Way series into weeks of 3. So there are 12 weeks total, so there'll be 4 vlogs and we have reached the end of the first one. So yeah, it's gone really, really fast, but I do just want to do our little check-in just to recap the week. Now for me, this was quite a steady week. I didn't have any like breakthroughs, but I still really enjoyed the practice. I really am enjoying journaling every day. I'm really happy that that's got me back into that. And also doing it in such a sort of internal, deep way. I'm doing a lot of thinking and a lot more like answering a lot of my worries and my questions in my head in this journal, and I wasn't doing that before. I think I was stewing quite a lot, so it's nice to put it on paper, and I've still really enjoyed that aspect of the Artist's Way. So as always, we've got the questions. How many days did you do the morning pages? 7 of 7. I feel like I'm in a good routine, especially in the week. I do struggle on the weekends to fit it in, so in the week I'll get up early, I'll do my morning pages and begin my work day. But on the weekends I usually have a lot more planned, so it's a little bit harder, and I have been doing them more in the evenings rather than doing them in the mornings when I have to get up and get out. But I'm still doing them, so for me that's still totally okay. Yeah, I did say I didn't have any breakthroughs with my journaling, which is fine. Sometimes, and I know in the book it says about not always having breakthroughs and that there's like background work going on, and even if you're finding it really, really difficult, that's when it's really working. I haven't been finding it difficult. I've just been, steadily plodding along. Which is all fine. One of the questions was, did you experience any synchronicity, which was one of the themes of this week's chapter. I don't think I did. Perhaps I'm not open to it, but something that I need to be aware of because I don't think I did really get any of that this week. And then, did you do your artist date this week? Obviously, we just saw I went to live drawing. Sorry I couldn't really show that. I really don't think YouTube would appreciate that. So I did do my artist date, and for me it was less of the art this time and the fact of actually going somewhere. So for me it was a really big win. I'm really, really proud of myself for going to this new place with new people and doing this live drawing class. Really, really happy about that. So that was a really big win for me. Probably not something I'll do again, as I mentioned, but still really, really pleased I went. And it was nice to just have that day to go and do something creative. Again, this course for me is all about building up my confidence and getting out of my comfort zone and finding ways to be creative outside of work, and also to get that better work-life balance. And I was reflecting a little bit on that, and I definitely feel like I have had more of a work-life balance. I feel like I am making more time, and just the act of doing like the journaling and also making more time for my exercise and things, I feel like I have got a better balance already, which is really, really positive. Yeah, I don't think I faced any issues this week. It all felt okay, if a little stagnant compared to my previous weeks in terms of like, no, oh, that was really good, I really worked through these big feelings. But that's fine, there's going to be weeks like that. And it looks like week 4 is a big one. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm really looking forward to continuing this practice. I'm finding it really, really positive. And yeah, I'd love to know if you've done the Artist's Way before, if you've fallen off at any point and which week you did or which week you got to. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun filming it. I know it's been a little bit choppy, but hopefully it's been a good little insight into this program. So I will see you for the second vlog of The Artist's Way in 3 weeks' time, but I'll see you next Sunday in my new YouTube video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.